Right. Hold on.
Okay. There he is.
Is this it now? What?
Just waiting on everybody else.
I was thinking that we were already live.
We are live.
We're live?
You live?
We are live.
Okay.
I'm just trying to mute everybody so that I don't have that feedback.
I think you got 2 cameras going.
Daniel has one.
Oh, I see. What is this coming on my stuff? That's Riz was in Paris.
Welcome, 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 everyone. Happy New Year. How are we all doing today? Today is the first day of the year. It's the first Friday, and it's January 1, 2021. Good evening. And we must apologize for the very late start today. However, it's going to be a show that is well worth your time. We have our very special guests tonight and our major sponsor who we had as a surprise for you. And it is Mr. Danny McFarlane, OD, our three-time Olympian, two-time silver medalist, and five-time world indoor championship medalist. Am I correct, Mr. McFarlane?
Let me introduce myself a little bit. No,
Go ahead.
no, it's a five-time world championship outdoors medalist and three-time indoor medalist. Because you got indoors and outdoors world championships.
Okay.
You get that?
All right. And we also have with us no stranger. She's been on here more than once, more than twice. This is the third time. Attorney Diony Winterfield.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. It's an honor for me to be here. Thank you for having me, Cleo. Good evening, Ms. Buckley. Good evening, Mr. McFarlane, Angela, and all the beautiful children in Jamaica. Good evening to you all.
Okay.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay, Miss Buckley as well. She's no stranger to us. She's going to be here with us tonight. Venetia Buckley, welcome to Ladies Uplifting and Inspiring. Happy New Year. I think you are on mute.
My mic is muted.
Go ahead.
Oh, all right. Okay, hi everyone. Happy New Year. It's
Happy
a blessing
New Year.
to be one more time to see all you beautiful people and to share my journey, Kaylan's journey, with you guys. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Miss Buckley, and we will hear more about Kaylan as the show continues tonight. And Angela, our co-host, Happy New Year to you. What do you have to say?
Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you, Queen Cleo, my host. I'm the co-host with her tonight. Hello, Shan. Good night, Shanique. Shauna K. Hi, Danny. Welcome. Welcome, Diani. No stranger to Ladies of Uplifting and Inspiring. Welcome, Miss Venetia. Happy New Year to every one of you, and God bless you all for 2021.
All right. Thank you so much, Angela. Thank you, Mr. McFarlane, Miss Buckley, and Mrs. Diony Winterfunde. Now, as you can see, it looks like we have a full house tonight. So I don't know if you recall, we were advertising that our sponsor, which is Mr. Danny McFarlane, he did a giveaway to at least 10 students, well, more than 10, but 10 officially with us here on Ladies Uplifting and Inspiring. And we have some of them with us tonight. So I'm going to allow them to, interact a little bit with us, especially to just show their appreciation and their gratitude to Mr. McFarlane. And I will start with Shanake. If you want to unmute your mic when you're ready to speak, please do that so that we can hear you. Shanake, we can't hear you. We can't hear you, Shanake. Can you hear me, Shanake? I can't hear you. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on. We do apologize for that. Until Shanake can figure out the volume, I'm going to go over to Sanique.
Like I said, good night again, Mr. McFarlane. Auntie Queen, hi. Miss Davia, Miss Winter, Miss Angela, I just want to say thanks for everything you have done for me and my baby. So my cousin Afrisha, she introduced me to this, and I just want to say thank you everyone for everything you have done for me. Thank you.
You are welcome,
Yeah.
Sanique.
And
What's the name of the child who was the recipient, Sanique, real quick?
Her name is Julissa Nadani Forbes.
Okay, Mr. McFarlane. Anything from her
Yeah,
or just
as I say, it's my pleasure meeting you. And I know we're talking a little bit before this, and it's always a pleasure. And I hope and I wish you guys the best, and just continue to work hard. And you know, the deal is, you guys, I did this, but also I think overall it do. But just for me as a person who can do this, to let me feel good just like how you guys feel good. So I just appreciate that too. All right.
Okay. And I just want to say something else. She did her final exam the other day and she comes second in her class out of 36. And I'm very proud.
Good job. Good job.
Well
Keep it up.
done.
Keep it up.
Congratulations.
And keep me posted with the good news. All right.
Okay, I will.
All right. Thanks a lot. All right.
okay? Thank you so much, Sanique. So now I'm going over to Chantel. Remember to unmute your mics if you're on mute, please.
Hi, good night. My name is Chantal Stevenson, and I'm representing on behalf of my daughter, Vivica Atkinson. She's a ninth grader at the Cedar Grove Academy. And I just want to say a big thank you to you all. And what you have done for us is really appreciated, because it will help her to further her studies and to get a good grade. So thanks a lot. And I hope this 2020, God will bless you all with an overload of blessings and love, and all the best. Thank you.
It's
Yeah, no problem. 2021. Let me do 2021.
2021.
We
See?
don't want no 2020.
2021.
2020 no more.
Oh, no more 2020.
But yeah, thanks. You're welcome, and appreciate that. Yeah, just keep pushing. Just keep going. Just keep staying focused, and tell her that, and just like it be all right. Give praise to the Most High each time, and just have some faith and believe. All right. Well, I use the word believe, but most of the time I use the word more like I know. You know what I'm saying? You understand me? I like to say I know there is a Most High. I don't use belief so much. The reason why I don't use believe, because to me, it's always some doubt when you say you believe. I believe I can do something. I know I can do it. So you give it that different energy, give it that different vibes. And that's how I did approach my career. Even when people doubt me, I never want to go out there and say, I believe I can become a hurdler. I believe I can get a medal. I say, yeah, I know I can do this. All right. So just always use that for me, please. Just all right. But nice meeting you again.
Right. So before Dione, she is on her little honeymoon anniversary all the way in Aruba. I'm gonna give her the mic so she can say her piece. And I didn't think about Dione because she played a very integral part in what we're doing as it relates to this philanthropy move, giving back to these children on behalf of our sponsor, Mr. Danny McFarlane. So Dione, I'm gonna allow you to speak so you can get going.
You throw me off already, clear, Lord Jesus,
No.
and you put on pretty earring and everything, and she had throw me off. I do.
Yeah.
She wants you to go enjoy yourself.
Yes, I'm tired. Let me tell you, Mr. McFarlane, Miss Buckley. I'm observing all my protocols, but I do want to say good evening to all the children. I think I had a chance to meet with most of the family members. I think all of the family members except one little girl. And I messaged Cleo and I said, Cleo, you should be here to see how grateful and appreciative everybody was. I said, it's not my job. I didn't do anything. I was a messenger, but yet my heart was full because of how respectful everybody was, how appreciative Mr. McFarlane everybody was. And I said, Cleo, you ought to be here. Let the donor know how warm of a feeling I got. I have to say it was the highlight of my trip last week to Jamaica. Quite simply, it was the highlight. So, Mr. McFarlane, I thank you for giving me the easiest part of the job, because it was an absolute pleasure. When Cleo told me about this project and she said, da 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 da, da, but me don't know how me get the things I'm going to Jamaica. I say, girl, at Christmas, me go Jamaica every Christmas to stay with my father. That's a easy something. And she got into action and everything showed up at my doorstep. And we load up everything, Carrie got Jamaica, my husband and I. And it was an absolute, I guarded everything with my life. Because Mr. Me just carry them through customs. Me don't want no trouble today. And it's like, God just hold me on. I was escorted through customs by JDF. Easy breezy. It's like, when God part the sea, that's how I walked through.
Favor.
Yes. No
favor.
No question, no ask, Mr. And normally they ask you this and they ask you that. No question asked. Zero question asked. So I'm honored to have been a part of this. And I even said to Cleo, what else can we do? How can we keep this going to make sure these tablets get into the right hands? Because I think that's what happened here, Cleo. And I credit you and your team because the right people got these tablets. I know for a fact. The children sitting here today, they got the tablets. And for the young ladies or all the children sitting, I grew up in Jamaica. I am a late bloomer like Mr. McFarlane. I didn't start my career until 27. So I left Jamaica at 21 after giving birth to my child at 15. Went to law school at 27. So when I'm in law school with 19-year-old, 20-year-old, and so I'm a late bloomer too. And I want to say to all of these young, if you forget everything Miss Neahlis tonight or what Auntie Neahlis said, I want you all to believe in yourself and your abilities. No make nobody telling us how we can't fly plane. No make nobody telling us how we can't own our own business. No make nobody telling us nothing. Look for your mother and tell your mother, say, Mommy, say more fly a plane. And mommy, you need to say to her, yes. This is one book here, Google, make people learn how to do that. So if I leave anything on your souls tonight, it is believe in your own abilities and let nobody break your stride. So I'm honored, Mr. McFarlane. Cleo, I'm gonna stay and I have about the 12. We have 10 o'clock dinner reservations. It's 9:48 p.m. here in Aruba. So and curfew is at 11. So if you don't eat, we done for, and their curfew, and I like Jamaica curfew. For them curfew,
I didn't get any food. Everywhere was closed after I left the hospital. Everywhere was closed.
You have to run out every night because otherwise everything closed. I'm gonna stay with you 12 minutes. Same thing here. Them shut it down. So I'm gonna stay on a little bit because I'm inspired, and if anybody have any questions or anything. But thank you, Mr. McFarlane, and thank you, Cleo.
You're welcome. Thank you too. Go ahead, Mr. McFarlane.
Deanna, right? I'll make sure I get it right. It's Deanna, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hey, I definitely appreciate that, and big up to your husband to allow you to do that. So enough love, and I hope you guys enjoy yourself. I know you say you're staying on, but if I make sure your husband don't get upset. But it's a good feeling to know that you have people just to kind of rally around and help. As I say, the kids them get the tablet because you were willing and you were ready and you were like, hey, let's do this. And so it just to show that when we come together, what we can do, because I couldn't get it to them like that. So definitely 100% respect. I love that you could do that for us. And definitely, I know you're an attorney, so I might have some question for you at a different time. But it's my pleasure meeting you and talking to you for the first time. And it's a good feeling.
I echo that, sir. I echo that.
Yeah.
And thank you again, Diani. Thank you. I can't, like you said, they said closed mouth don't get fed, right? And with that being said, if I didn't open my big mouth and say something, then you wouldn't be able to say, you know what, look, because I was like stuffing, trying to figure out, like you said, how we were gonna make this happen. But thanks be to the Most High, He just made everything fall into place, without any hassle. So I appreciate you, Diani, very, very much, and Mr. McFarlane for lazing on with our program, Ladies Uplifting and Inspiring, to be our first major sponsor because that's one of our aim and our objective from the beginning of this program back in June of 2020. So we appreciate you, Mr. McFarlane. Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Angela.
Yes, Danny, we appreciate you so much, the ladies of uplifting and inspiring, because without you, we couldn't do it. And I am glad that you link up with Queen Cleo and Miss Diani Winter Profunde to get these tablets to Jamaica. Diani, we appreciate you so much. God was on your side while he took you through customs and lead you to Jamaica with those tablets. And I know that these kids and families are happy that they have the tablets to give for their kids and for their kids to help through school. And I'm sure they will be successful. And we will be watching out and looking for successful stories from the kids and the parents that the tablet was donated to. We appreciate you so much, Cleo, Danny, and Miss Diane and Miss Buckley. I hope your daughter is doing okay. We've been praying for her every day that she is getting well. And I know that God is on her side and God is on your side because he is a faithful God and he make all things possible. So I really appreciate Cleo for having me on tonight to helping her host the show. And I appreciate every single one of you tonight. And God bless again, Cleo. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Angela. So we're just gonna continue tonight. Mr. McFarlane, he has a lot to share with us. So it's not just about the giveaway, and Miss Buckley is also here to give us an update on Kaylin as well. So Mr. McFarlane, I would like for you, we all know that you are that great athlete. You represented Jamaica very well. But we want to delve a little bit into not really your personal life per se, but some of your values and morals or the things that you've been through while being an athlete for Jamaica, and what you would love to see for the upcoming athletes. So we want you to share with us, open up to us tonight to tell us what are your views, what are your thoughts.
Well, for me, growing up in Jamaica, and it was kind of, as I say, I came from a Rockabye St. Mary. It was something that I wasn't known as a track athlete. Period. I used to play football. I mean, cricket. Just run around in the neighborhood with friends. Sometimes get in trouble. So my focus wasn't on that, but come to a point when I was at a Rockabye secondary at the time, and then it now it's called a Rockabye High School. I was there for 5 years. Then I got a scholarship to Ochoas High School and for soccer, for football. Play football. After I played football, then participate in track and field, and I realized that track was the place I'm supposed to be. The whole deal is why I like for me to give back so much give back what I can give back to the kids is like I like to see the smile and kids. I don't even want to talk so much about I want to give them some more light before they go. Just kind of let them understand and show them something. I like to see when kids have a smile on their face. I understand that if I can do something for them and let them smile, then my life worth living. Because I have my own kids, and with my kids, I know what it feel like to have your kids, and my kids, them honestly at this point, they don't even they don't even appreciate the stuff because it seems like it's so easy for them. But I understand the tough road. So I went from a Rockabessa to Ocho High School to GC Foster College. Now, my first time outside of this making the Jamaica team as a high school person, they never picked me. I made the team. They said to me that they try to give it to somebody else. I have a coach come in and step in and say, "Hey, it was me." They eventually told me if I do good at the boys champs, then they will put me on the team. I finished fourth at boys champs, and the guy that beat me for third, he was too old to compete at the character game, and they still didn't take me. So that kind of really put a damp in my life, trying to, as a youngster was trying to accomplish something, and then you did accomplish it, but they didn't give it to you. So with that said, and then I continue. I went on to GC Foster College, and I continue with track and field because I know that I can be good in it. So what I'm saying to the kids, then you're gonna go through disappointment. You're gonna go through disappointment. Now, the mom and the parents understand that you're gonna go through disappointment. So never, you have to be solid. Be solid in what you're trying to accomplish. Not just people do something and throw you off a little bit and you give up. You understand me? I think there's once you start to doubt yourself, just always remember you defeat yourself. Once you have that doubt in your mind, you defeat yourself. And I'm gonna call it the mom and the adults around the kid. You have to make sure they understand what confidence feel like. Even sometimes, you might say, "Hey, I can't. It's really gonna be tough." Don't show them that. You want to let them understand, "Hey, keep pushing. We're gonna make it happen." And it's more me want to give you guys solid message more than so much just talking about myself overall. I want to mix it in. You understand me? Because if I get disappointed when I was coming up to something that could bring me to college, let me get an education, and that same event or that same journey that I was on, they tried to stop. Allow me to can give you guys something that can tell you a lot. You understand? So people never gonna believe in you. But you gotta understand what you are trying to accomplish. And that wasn't my only disappointment coming up to get to where I'm supposed to be. I get disappointed before by get kicked off the Jamaica team because I just kind of refuse to do certain things. So I get kicked off the Jamaican team like that, but I never stopped. I went to college, and I continued to push through. So it's kind of, yeah, sometimes when I talk about it, I kind of get emotional sometimes because of where I see when I see where I am right now, and when I look back at people that try to stop me, and if we're gonna look at vanity, you can say I am ahead of them right now. But those are the people that was trying to stop me. And those are the people that they say they were better than me. So you got to understand that you don't worry about people being better than you. Your focus is trying to get something done. Your focus is God is trying to be good and steer on your journey.
And be your
Try
best.
to surround yourself with positive people. Don't be disrespectful, but you can stand up and say, hey, if you don't feel like you're supposed to do something, um, you can go about it in a positive way. No, I'm not saying to be disrespectful to your elders. There's a difference. You understand me? You just have to just understand how to stand up. So that's my
Yeah.
message to the kids, them and the mom.
That
Well,
is so amazing, Danny. Sorry, Cleo. Thank you so much for giving them that good advice. And I hope you guys listen to what Mr. McFarlane have to say because he is coming from a long way. I watched Danny's career. I even watched. I went and I saw him at Penn Relay. He don't remember me, but I was there.
Right.
And he been coming from a long way. He been through it. So like he said, he started his career late, so it's never too late for anyone. You could be 50 or 30 or 40. You can accomplish anything that you want to do. Don't watch the next person next to you and said, oh, I wish I could do that. Do your own thing. Do what you can do because you are your own self. You are not someone else. You are your own person. So be your best, do your best, and do everything that you can to make yourself better. So let the other person do what they have to do and you do what you have to do. So I hope you guys take some good advice from Mr. McFarlane tonight.
that is so true. Miss Buckley, I'm sure you learned something too as a mom, right?
Yes, always learning. Always, like it's always a learning process. I agree with Danny, Mr. McFarlane. You have to be your own person. You have to be confident in who you are, right? You have to believe in you and know your purpose. And just keep moving forward. Because I always tell my kids, as long as you're not going backwards, then you're going in the right direction. You can't focus on what everyone else is doing around you, because if you do that, then you won't be able to focus on what you're doing. If you worry about what the naysayers are saying about you, then you won't be able, to focus on your goals in front of you, because you'll be spending your time that you should be using to benefit you and to push you further to watch others and to focus on what others are saying and what others are doing. Um, you know, Being a parent is a never ending, story. It's an everyday learning process, and also we as parents have to just take the time to listen to our kids sometimes, and to try and understand what their little minds are trying to tell us and how they are feeling, you know and sometimes we as parents, we tend to think that because we are the parents, what we say must go, or what we say must be right. And sometimes if we just take the time to listen, we'll sometimes learn from our children, and we'll sometimes get even a different point of view on a situation, because they are persons too, they're people too, and they have an understanding might be different from ours, but they also have an understanding, and we can look into it and say, maybe you do have a point, little one, and we can take a little advice from them at times. So as for me, I try to just do the right thing, because there's always a right thing and there's always a wrong thing, and I always try to stick with the right thing, because no matter what, there's two sides to the story, and there's always two roads ahead. So if you try to stick to the right thing, then you most times you don't go wrong, when you do what's right.
That is
So
so true.
and do right by your kids. Do right by your kids. I believe that parents must do right by their kids no matter what. Never give up on them. never try to lower their self-esteem, because a lot of persons that grow up and have poor self-esteem, who are not confident in themselves, it's caused from us, the parents,
True.
because we tend to shame them, or we tend to bully them as parents, because parents are bullies as well, right? Because we are parents, we think that, oh, this is the way, that is the way, and we tend to become bullies as well. Parents, don't bully your children. Listen, because they sometimes they have a voice, so you listen and you sift through what they're saying, and then you teach them the right way. Always teach them the right way. Parents mislead children a lot, because a lot of things, I can tell you this, society's downfall, a lot of society's downfall is based on us parents not being parents.
Right.
Because we want to have children, but we don't want the responsibility of having a child.
Wow.
So we want to be free, and we want to live the way we want to live before we had children. And it cannot work like that, because once you bring them into this world, then they become a prime responsibility, right? And we have to set our own needs sometimes aside, and we have to put them first, because remember, they didn't ask to be here, right? And we
True.
have to put them first. Consider their feelings, consider their needs, consider the things that are necessary for them to survive. We have to put these measures in place. And I one cycle I am trying to to help people to understand, and parents to break, is not setting foundation for your children. We grow up in a poor society, and we grow up in a what you'd call it now, in a backward living, and we don't put enough effort into leaving a foundation for our kids that they can build on. Our society is set up a way where our children come and they start from scratch. We started from scratch. Our mother started from scratch. You understand? So there's this cycle where we all have to be starting from scratch. And people get selfish because of this, and people don't want to share because of this, because everybody's looking on the fact that, oh, I had to do it from scratch. I want us to break this cycle where our kids have to start from scratch. Leave something for your children to build on. It makes it easier for your generation to come, because every time someone leaves something behind for someone to build on, the next generation has an easier task. So there's a legacy that is in your lineage, a legacy that is in your lineage for your family to come. That is one thing that I want people to focus on. Stop just having children for children's sake. Try to do something worthwhile for them and towards their life that will make them better persons in the future and better parents in the future to come.
All right.
Well said, Miss Buckley. That's so true. And you have to speak life over your children. Speak life over
Yes,
them.
you have
And
to speak
never,
over them.
yep, don't embarrass them at times, because
You
that makes them
remember
feel
now,
small and
and
timid.
right. Remember, you're their number one motivator, Angela. Remember, you're
Yep,
their number one
true.
hero. You're the first person they look up to. Before they even start looking up to anybody else, you're the first person they start admiring. They start emulating. They start copying you first. So you
Very
have to be
true.
the one to speak positive in their life, and to speak positive over their life to come. You understand? Their tomorrow. You have to speak good in their life, because there's this thing that I always tell my kids: if you don't want to see today, tomorrow in your life, don't speak about it today. So if you don't want it to manifest in your life tomorrow, don't talk about it today. So what you speak good over yourself, you speak good over your children, you go speak good over your family, right? And tomorrow you will see it manifest, because word is power, right? And when you speak it, it releases into the atmosphere and it takes on a life of its own. So you speak positive.
True. Amen to that.
Mr. McFarlane, I see you want to say something.
Yeah, I think I might take mine a little different. I just want to make sure that the parents just understand that, hey, we definitely appreciate what you guys do. We definitely appreciate We know sometimes it's hard, but hey, I as I appreciate you guys a lot.
We
You
have to
understand me?
appreciate every parent. We have to appreciate every parent, right?
We're gonna also, Mr. McFarlane, I'm not sure if you're finished, but just to give the kids a heads up, we're gonna actually, give them the time off to go watch the live directly from either the
Yeah.
YouTube or Facebook page. And so we can just continue the other segment of the show because we're like an hour into it right now. We know everybody technically is
Yeah.
on a time schedule.
I just want to say this to the mom them on because I just see a bunch of I see moms. I don't see no. I'm not saying the father's not around, but I see mom. Listen to me. I love that. Love someone I try. You talk to the real Jamaican now, Jamaican vibes. Yeah, listen, man. We don't have to come from a rich background to become rich. You
No, you
understand
don't
me?
have to.
Just keep pushing. You're gonna make some mistake. You have to just try to figure it out. Don't give in. Stay positive. For you guys to swallow your pride and reach out to me and come on here to talk to me, that's a major step. I want to continue to kind of be around the best way I can to make sure and see how much I can make sure you guys get to a certain point. If there's certain school I can get you guys in, if I need to call somebody, hey, definitely, because at this point you guys kind of link to me, kind of, you understand me. So yeah, just keep trying, man. Just keep pushing. I love it. All right. And good night, guys.
Good night, sir.
Yeah, grateful for those words, Mr. McFarlane. Like you said, it's mostly moms, and that is something that in today's society a lot of us overlook. But I'm happy that you took time out to address that as well and to let them feel more so of themselves because sometimes, ladies, because we've been through so much, our voices we suppress that inside, and letting them know that gives them that power, knowing that their voices and that whatever they're doing, they should just continue to do it to the best of their ability as well. So yeah, just wanna go and put this out there. I'm just gonna send them out with this little video here that I made with all the recipients. Like I mentioned from the start, for those of you who are just joining us today, we're actually celebrating a new day, new life, a new year, and also the giveaway for our children back home in Jamaica. So I'm just gonna share this with you guys real quick.
Good job.
Hey guys, it's your Queen Cleopatra representing for Ladies Uplifting and Inspiring. As you know, it's the new year, and I just want to say from my heart, Happy New Year! Happy, happy, happy New Year. I wish for you all the greatest things of 2021. We made it thus far, so we are true champs. We did it, and we're not watching on the face. We're going to do the damn thing for 2021. So I wish for you all your heart's desires. Let's get it. Let's do it. Happy New Year! What can I say? It's Friday. It's Friday night. The feeling is right. It's Friday. It's Friday. What can I say? It's Friday night. And the feeling is right. It's Friday. 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 Yes, yes, yes. Tune in to Ladies Uplifting and Inspiring every Friday, 8:55. Never mind me. It's your queen, Cleopatra. You know what they call me? Dry-head Adessa. Never mind what they state. I came to tell you more about the giveaway from our sponsor. If you didn't fill out an application, I'm sorry, it's too late. If I called you, that means you are a winner. Wait, before you know it, it won't be too long. Soon it will be 2021. Get ready for January 1. It's the first day of the year, and I can't wait to say congratulations. You know, lots of ladies are putting on Inspiring on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure you stay with us. Don't just snoop. See you there. Okay, so this is a tablet giveaway, guys. We had 10 tablets, like you've heard it a million times. That was Chanel accepting on behalf of Giovanni. So we have 3 other moms there. We have a gentleman. These are all people who we handed over the tablets. We had 10 children. We had Aaron and Martina McLeish. That's 1 tablet to both children. We had a Shauna K. Robinson, and that's Anna K's daughter. We had Siobhan Bennett for Mrs. Grossett's son, and Giovanni Campbell. We also had Demario Watson, Rajani, Jaleesa Forbes, Nathan Rattray, Caron and Kimarley Simmons. That's 2 children to 1 tablet. And the recipient right there in St. Anne, she did mention that earlier, and Unique Wilson. She has not yet received hers. I'm actually going to be sending 2 more tablets, donating to children who were on the list, but we did not have enough at that moment. So we just wanted to see our recipients of tablets for this first day of January 2021. And that's a sponsor, Mr. Danny McFarlane, 3-time Olympian, OD.
Indeed.
So we just want to thank you guys. So you guys can go. We just want to say thank you. And you can watch us live on the stream on Facebook and YouTube. Happy New Year.
All right, guys.
Okay. So Shanake, Chantel, and Unique. I don't know if she wanted to say something to you, but you guys all, you can just exit and then we will continue with the show. All right.
All right, guys.
So, Mr. McFarlane, you spoke a little bit. About your years in athletics. I know that you also self-coached, and you talk about some of the. I'm sorry, I'm getting a feedback. Guys, can you just exit for me, please? I'm talking about Sanique, Unique, Shan, Kel, and Shanake. You could just leave the room and you could watch it from the live stream, please. All right. Sorry about that. Viewers, for those of you who are just joining us, we are here giving away and talking about Mr. McFarlane. He is the center of attraction today. So, like I was saying, Mr. McFarlane, you gave us a little bit about some of the obstacles and challenges you face as an athlete. What I want to know in more depth is that you were self-coached. How did you do that? And I'm sure you were coming from a humble background. How did you do that? How did you get around to help yourself to where you are today?
Well, I started to where the self-coach came from. After I graduated from the University of Oklahoma, my coach, J.D. Martin, he used to coach me. So what happened, he'd have to drive maybe about 40 minutes every morning to coach me, like maybe 3 times a week. he would drive like 40 minutes to coach me. So I remember was talking to coach, and every time I was talking to coach, he kind of looked at me and like, you know so much. Like he looked at me and said, Danny, you know so much. Like I don't even think you need me here to coach you. And he was really sincere. He was like genuine to say, hey, you know a lot. And I was like, uh, I was like, okay. So he's like, listen, what I'm gonna do, I can help you, but I don't think you really need me here to help you. Um, and I was cool with that. And so I graduated from GC Foster College too, which kind of helped me because GC Foster College is a sports school, so it's kind of helped me understand to set programs. I mean, the lifting program, and then by me having so much experience running track and field, I used to tell a lot of guys. A lot of guys used to be on the European circuit, and they would call me when they make mistake and don't run good, and ask me what I think. And I used to break down their wrist and explain it to them and tell them what I think they should do, and they would go out there and execute the race, and they actually do better. So,
Right.
with that said, I just start to. I know that since Coach Martin, I never want to put all of that pressure on Coach Martin. I kind of just embrace the challenge, and I start to write my own program. Um, I kind of read a lot. I look at my vitamin program because I did everything. I did my vitamin program. I did my meals. I did my weight program, and I did my track program. So I did all of that just by reading and understanding a lot of stuff. And actually, the day when I said to Coach Martin, I'm switching to the hurdles. You know the funny deal and thing in life, he was the only person, different from outside my big son, my ex-wife, my big son, mom. I believe. I'm not talking about my mom and my family. They always believe in me, regardless of what. You know that. So even my close friends never think that I could accomplish what I accomplished in the hurdles. It was just my coach, Coach Martin, and me knowing that I have what it takes to do it. So that's where most of it start from, and then the way I start to approach it, I become a student of the game. I become somebody that see myself as. So I watch my competitors, and now I start to break down the race from start to finish. Every hurdles, I look how they come off the hurdles. I look how they're approaching the hurdles. Every hurdle, I watch how many steps they taking in between. I can't even measure my height against their height. If this guy is shorter than me, how many steps he's taking? If this guy is my height, how many steps he's taking? Reason why I did those stuff, give me a sense of confidence also to within myself that, hey, if you can do this, hey, I can do it. So that's what I did, and then I set my program. And after I set my program, I reached out to some individual, like I reached out to a particular agent at the time because nobody wants to take you when they don't believe that you can accomplish this. But I think that I always think that I know this man, and I say, hey, let me reach out to him since he's in the agent business. He might kind of, because at the time he have major athlete that could help me to get into me so I can establish myself over the hurdle. And he turned me down. He turned me down. And the deal is turned me down. I remember saw him at a meet because you have a next guy wasn't as big as agent as him, took me. And at this time, we go to meets where we consider bush meat. in Jamaica. So it's not the high prestige meets, the track and field meets. So I remember when to one of the track meet and he was there, the guy that turned me down. And actually the guy is a Jamaican. He's a Jamaican agent. He's a Jamaican and he was a like top Jamaican athlete at the time.
Do you know why he turned you down, Mr. McFarlane?
As usual, they don't believe in building. They don't believe in building. They just wanna reap the benefit. You know what I'm saying? They don't believe in helping.
Wow.
You know, a lot of them don't believe in that. You see, a lot of them, and this is experience that I know, a lot of them just believe in, hey, what you can do for me. It never, a lot of them like, what can I do to help this person? I see agents and people take people under the wings and say, oh, I can help you do this. I can help you here, help you this. But are they really helping that person? Or are they just doing it because they know the benefit they can get from it? You understand me? So
right.
At that point, he never think that I could bring nothing to his game. And he could help me because he have the people around him that he could put me in a meet as a package. You understand what I'm saying? So
right, exactly.
he didn't do much to just help me, but he just didn't want to do it. And what happened, he was at this track meet and in Europe, and I raced and I stumbled. I hit the 7th hurdle. I almost fell, and I still keep my focus, and I end up winning the race. I won the race, and the race, it was so fast that he now start to want to be my agent because I break the meet record. And this was the same man that just turned me down 2 hours before I compete. This is the same man trying to be my agent. And actually, I did go with him because at that point, I kind of feel kind of desperate. But in the back of my mind, I understand you weren't for me. And that was one of my setback. I eventually left him and went with a really good agent to me. And I feel good calling this man name because he was a good man to me named Mark Black. He was really, to what I see from him, he was a good agent to me. And he was the one I end my career with. But that was one of my struggle and next struggle. The deal is, my struggle come from all angles. You know, it come from the J Tray. The J Tray like was really at one point. They suspend me. They suspend me.
I feel like an unruly athlete, so.
Yeah, they suspend me because
it was being bad.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the story, and you guys got to judge if I'm being bad.
Right.
I was a beginner. This is my first Jamaican senior meet, and we were going to a CSC game, Central American Champion. And as a youngster, I always have in my mind like, listen, I gotta preserve my legs because I run the 400 meters because I know what it feels like when your legs are tired. So I remember J3 never have at that. If we're going, if there's a straight flight to get to somewhere within 2 hours, we'd be traveling almost the entire day in order to get to that place. Not that I'm knocking them, but sometimes I used to wonder why. But anyhow, we traveling around, we're doing certain things, and there's this particular lady. This particular lady always want me to pull her bag. So every time we stop at the airport, she's calling on me to pick up her bag and pull it around with me. And I'm like, I did it the first time. And the second time I was like, Okay, I'm gonna do it this time. The third time I was like, can you ask somebody else to do this for me, please? Because I have to run the 400 meter the next day when I get in, and it's not gonna be easy on my legs. So I'm trying to preserve my legs. I can't be pulling around or every bag in the airport like that, you know. And she get mad at me. She get really mad at me. She let the J3. She told the J3. I don't know what she said, but they were saying to me that I was being disrespectful to her. And I was saying to them, like, I wasn't being disrespectful to nobody. I just kind of let her know what I have to do in order to compete at a high level when I get to the meet. And she just didn't like it.
Wow.
So they say I was disrespectful because, I guess the lady, I'm the country, as I said, the country boy. The lady had more credibility than me amongst them. They were friends, and they tried to suspend me. Um, um, it, 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 it didn't go much. It didn't go far, anyhow. So that was one of the next struggle, and it 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 gets to a point. Even when I get to the University of Oklahoma, like, yo, do I really want to run for Jamaica? I never feel like sometimes I never feel like I want to be there. But at the same time, it's what it did for me though.
So in other words, you're saying that incident would have, kind of deter you wanting to represent them, the fact that you did do anything, because that sounds very ridiculous to me, wherein it's not like you're related to this lady or anything like that. And if she asks you and you simply say no, I don't see why they would want to suspend you. I'm thinking
Well,
that sounds personal to me.
it's the J Trio though. To me, J Trio is like a group that they're friends. There is a cult group. Is to me. I don't think honestly, I don't think J Trio is a group that is for the youth. I don't think so. And I have a lot. I don't know right now what they do, but I still kind of have idea because a lot of the same people are in the system. Um, I think the J Tree, and it's happened to me. That's why I can speak on it. It's happened to me, and a lot of people feel the same way. They're just not maybe. I'm not begging J Tree anything, so I can talk. So,
I mean, that's
Wow.
because people need to know. A lot of times people look at these organizations or associations and think that everything is going smooth because what they portray to the public at large or to the world at large. So in other words, sometimes it's not like you're whistleblowing, but people need to come out and speak to let others know exactly what's going on to see where we can help or what difference we can make.
Yeah, that is wrong on so many levels, and that is why a lot of athletes leave Jamaica and go run for another country because of the way that they get treated, and that is so wrong, Danny.
I mean, me personally, what I would like to see for J Tree, I just think that the J Tree need to, even when it come on to finding a president, I just think that the J Tree is supposed to get us athletes involved more, like the ones that paved the way, the ones that been there doing stuff, the ones that let they get the contract signed. We got to understand the J Tree acting like it's a private company, and it's not. Just remember, there's a lot of people can get into track meet, get into world championship without the J Tree. The J Tree, we them to be there. But the deal is, once the country give you the green light, you can get into to meet the track world championship and Olympic and stuff like that because you have other countries that are doing it. But the country got to give you the green light. But the J Tree, to me, I think they set up the J Tree like it's a private company and not just for the public. And I know this for a fact. The J Tree get the money because of what the athletes are doing. And a lot of the athletes, the J Tree don't give them nothing. So, and I'm talking about they get contract signed. It's not like when you wear Puma, when the Jamaica team go out and they're having Puma. It's not like Puma is not giving Jamaica money. But why you think Puma want to sign the country? Why you think Puma interested in the country? You think it's because right? It's not because of the people, the people that sit in the office. Because Puma interested in it because of the marketability the Puma can get from it. And if I reach a final, and then when I get a silver medal, and I'm at the podium, you got billions of people watching, and that, just like how Jamaica get well been known more, the Puma, the brand with that Puma sign, also get well been known more. So
exactly. Like
yeah.
you said, if the athletes don't shine, then guess what? Puma not interested. Puma don't want anybody who's not gonna show off and show out and perform.
Right. So, or would you think the J? So where would you think the JTA would get the money from? But the JTA kind of act like they in control, and that's why there is certain people the JTA would never allow to be a part of the JTA, because people care. Like people care. You have people out there that really genuinely care for the youth them from in the ghetto. Genuinely care from, genuinely which show them the ropes. All right, I'm a poor kid coming up in Jamaica, right? Look where I am right now. So if I didn't take a scholarship to the University of Oklahoma, just look at this. See, I take a scholarship to the University of Oklahoma and I get a degree. Even if I didn't do good in track and field, because right now I'm using my degree to work. So even if I didn't excel, even if I didn't represent Jamaica, but I take a scholarship, I still would be doing good. No, I'm a backtrack this now. You know how much athletes in Jamaica that didn't take a scholarship that was way better than me, that basically struggling?
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's true.
But guess what? The guys them that telling them to stay in Jamaica, or don't do this, or don't do that. Guess what? Guess what they're doing? Once again, they're just like the agent. They don't really care about them. They care about themselves, because guess what? You cannot, if you don't do good, that's what they do, the coaches them. If you don't good, guess what? I'm on to the next one. Because Jamaica always putting out a lot of people.
It's like them kiddies, you just get boxed over and pushed one side.
Yeah, so who's suffering? The country is suffering, and the poorer class is suffering. No, the rich guy gonna be all right,
Always.
And their kid's gonna be all right. I just want to say this, because I know you might have to bring on what's her name and give her some time to talk. But I just want to say this. How much if you look at, I've been to a lot of World Championship and Olympics and other major international meets, and you see how many a J3 carry family and friends and all of that there. They in Jamaican gears and all of that. And then you look at the athletes competing. They can't even get their wife to come.
That's ridiculous.
You can't even do that. So tell me this now.
That is sad.
One, flying the flag high, but at the same time, how you get more benefit than us? All that work.
A lot of people have their whole family there too.
May I tell you, hey, I see people decked out in gears that I never even have when I'm running. And you like, we used to sit down like, who's that? We used to ask, well, who's that? Like, such and such a family, or such and such a friend. I'm like, oh, them get these gears, man. You feel me? So
Yeah.
Them have
that's what,
special favors, Danny.
and that's why I can never have known respect for the J tree. I would never, because until you change that whole type of behavior, that type of group, which the J tree, everybody that become maybe different from a few become president. If you notice how it goes, is their friend was the president, and then they're next in line. You never see somebody from the outside can get in. You understand me?
But let me ask you something though, Mr. McFarlane. With the J3, I know they recently had an election as well for a new president, right?
Right?
With that being said, right now, the way how you feel towards them, but how could are they open enough where they will let in others like yourself or a retired athlete who get
The,
did you get a chance to vote even in the last election? Who gets to vote?
no,
Like,
I don't get a,
start from there.
I don't get a chance to vote because they have a system saying that you got to sign up a certain type of way. I think that that system is just a way of, just to deter people. I feel like they should do it once you are a major, once you represent the country at a senior level. I think you should allow to vote
But of course,
because
last Sunday I listened to an
Like
interview
a shareholder.
and what
yeah, because
she was saying that I'm sure she lives overseas. She was not able to vote. So why is it not open where, like you said, as a Jamaican athlete or past Jamaican athlete, where you guys represented the country for years? What is so difficult in it for them to open it up and allow you guys to vote?
because this is what I think, Claire. I mean, the deal is people try to make things difficult when they don't want you to do it. So it's something to make you don't want to do.
Oh,
You
okay.
understand? They don't want to make it easy because a lot of people after work and doing stuff and people like, yo, sometimes we don't really have the time and people like, oh, you don't have the time to take 10, 15 minutes. Yo, sometimes people at work, you might think 10, 15 minutes, you might not even there at that point. You understand me? But if you are allowed to send an email in and say, hey, I'm voting for such and such, click and send.
Right.
That would be a lot of people do that with
That's
their eye basically closed because the deal is once I do it that way, you know the name of the athlete. So if me as Danny McFarlane sending a vote for a particular person, you know they only got one Danny McFarlane and my email attached to it. There's only one Danny McFarlane.
right. Exactly.
Right. So you can always know, I mean, even if you want to say, maybe somebody might vote for Danny McFarlane. It don't matter. Once you don't get more than one vote for Danny McFarlane, you know Danny McFarlane represent. Which I don't want to say it don't matter. You can always double check. Send back, hey Danny, did you vote? Blah blah blah. You understand me? It way more. I think it would be way much easier that way.
Of course, but I think you guys should like team up. I don't know if you guys have to, sign a petition among you all and send it in to them, or probably the government. I think may have to get involved with this.
But clear. This one me I say. You see the petition sign up thing. A lot of people just like how they don't want to take time out to kind of sign up. Not a lot of people not gonna sign the petition. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
A lot of people, you gotta find people and send it to them. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of time people. I don't even know where to find a lot of them people. Here. You understand me? So you putting people to put in extra work just to vote for something that to them some of them don't really care.
They really don't want you to vote, that's just the issue. Because they already have their system made up to hand down to who they want. It's that's how they operate. Most of Jamaica's organizations, that's how they operate.
Yep.
The
I just
friend, the quote unquote unqualified friend
yep, and
or
that's why
family member. Most of our
yeah.
system here, even the last incident with Petrojam and a lot of things that happened, people were and even in the parliament, a lot of people were getting paid for jobs that they didn't even qualify for, that they weren't properly hired for, they weren't screened, they didn't do an interview, they didn't apply for a job. They, you understand? So it's just corruption across the board.
And that's what I'm talking about. But until, as I say, I don't even know. But I would have liked one thing. I'd have liked, because I'm so much in the track and field world, and I'm if you see the man them where run track and field, a lot of the youth them don't really have much. You understand me?
Yeah. Most of them
That's what.
are country. They don't really even have it like that to say sustain or to push them way through.
And a lot of them, coming out to accomplish something, so them can give back to their mother, give back to them father, give back to those who are around them. And it's kind of sad when I see them now present the people them with the right opportunity, not trying to show them the ropes instead of holding them back just for them to benefit. And that kind of sad, man, and it kind of,
That's true.
I have no respect for Gentry, none, because even when we look at even when we look at the whole system in Jamaica, if I just stay at Jamaica, I don't see how I would be able to be doing this, give back. No, I'm out here and I'm sending stuff to Jamaica, I can send some money to Jamaica. I'm helping Jamaica overall.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah, true.
Even with the product giveaway that you're doing, no, you're helping. We're not saying, but that's a way of helping the somewhere or the other.
Right. So the government have to understand that the more people that these people sabotage and all back, it's not good for the country. You understand me?
Right.
The more that how to can go freely get a first world education, as they put it. You know what I'm saying? Like, get a first world education, and then them can work themselves back to help the country. Don't hold them back, because Jamaica will always love Jamaica.
Yes.
Jamaica have a special place to us.
Yes.
Understand me? So if we can get that opportunity to get a scholarship, make some money, yet still represent Jamaica. If we can represent Jamaica, have a degree, I'm over here working, I'm making some money, I can create a business over here. I can send some money to Jamaica to build a house, to help our people, I help people in Jamaica. I'm also helping the country develop. But
Very true, because you're giving back.
And it's not only that. Some of the things that even the ministers, I'm talking about parliament, so I really don't see what they're doing to the kids. Because, for example, we all know the pandemic is on. It's like the new norm for us. And there are numerous households who is without internet. Now, Digicel, from I've been in Jamaica, I know Digicel to be one of the main, what you call it, data providers, so to speak. Digicel is so expensive, or people complain as soon as they put the data on, it's gone. Why don't the government come up with something? And I'm speaking to you, government, whoever is watching this and can get the word back to them. Why is it that they don't have something set up with either Digicel, Flow, or Lime, wherein that it can be reasonable for the average Jamaican to afford data, wherein that even with this pandemic and their children have to do virtual classes, or even donate some tablet as a government. The time you're gonna pay $5,000 to get people to vote for you, donate some tablets to the kids.
Yep.
Very true, Cleo. Very true.
Yeah, that's good thing. So, but the politics business get tricky in Jamaica.
Listen, we gotta speak because they gotta do
But the deal is, I don't really, when it come out with politics, I never friend with politicians. You know, I'll be cool, and if somebody doing good, I respect them. I respect that. But it I would have loved to see the man them do more. I'd like to see if the government could even step in when it come on to the J3A and just kind of see if they can see what I go on at the J3A. Because
Um,
I don't, I honestly think the J3A for a place that representing the youth them, there's too much secrets. I know there's too much secrets. There is. I'm gonna give you a chance to talk here in a minute. The J3 have a system where most of the people say they're volunteering.
Okay, right.
What a volunteer? Why you always volunteering? So
Because they
how
have to
much
keep
people
thinking.
in Jamaica? How many people in Jamaica gonna volunteer
Yeah,
do some free work?
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Danny, Mr. McFarlane, I
I'm
know
here.
you're speaking on behalf of the J3 based on the fact that that's your field and it's close to you. I had the
Right.
privilege of meeting a parent for a student who was doing gymnastics. This student was on Jamaica's national team. And I
Right.
was so shocked when the parent disclosed to me that she had to purchase gear.
And
She
sorry to
had to pay for
somebody,
the plane ticket. She had
Buckley, Miss Buckley, sorry to
Mhm.
interject. Does someone have the live playing in the background?
The what?
There's a feedback. Does anyone have the live playing around playing in the background? No?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't have anybody in my background playing the live.
All right, go ahead. I'm
Uh,
sorry to interject.
Mother? No, she's not playing my live. Um,
okay.
right? And she disclosed that she had to basically fund the ticket, pay for the stay. You're not watching the live? Oh, no, right? She had to do all this by herself. So I said, so what does Jamaica pay for? Your child is representing the country, right? Your child is a part of a national team. Why do you have to pay for all of this? She said if she wants her child to compete, that they're not offering any monetary compensation in regards to the children participating in an international event. So it's not just the J3A. And I've heard footballers complain of the same thing, that a lot of these things they have to foot the bill. What do they
Okay.
get? What do our athletes on a whole? You understand? It's not just J3A. It's the athletes across the board. What do they get from competing? So this is why a lot of athletes now, even with the J3A, they perform their best when they're competing in international meets that they can make money from. That's when they do their best, because that's when they eat. So it's really sad how we treat people that represent us. And I do agree that they need to it's not just for the J3, they need to take a look on how they treat athletes across the board. You know and that is why the migration is so the ratio of migration is so great, because people tend to go to countries that will pay them to perform, pay them to compete. You understand?
Very
Right.
true.
Right. It's even with the with our nurses, we're losing them so quickly. The teachers, we're losing them so quickly because everybody else is paying for this skill and paying for this quality that we have, except us.
Right, right.
So I think the whole work field should needs a revamp and a reevaluation, you know.
Mhm.
And then again, how strong is our economy to foot all of this bill? That's another thing. And then we'll have to look on how well our taxpayers' money is being spent. And then you understand? So it's a whole lot of reshuffle, reshifting, and rebuilding we'll have to do in order for things to start falling in place.
Right, right. I mean, those are some valuable points, and I'm sure if the necessary authorities in Jamaica uh, are listening, I'm sure they will, they should actually look into what we're trying to say here. And this is a voice of the people on the ground right there in our own home country, Jamaica. Mr. McFarlane, I know
Yes.
that Miss Buckley, and I'm happy that she's here with us and is able to chime in and give us her opinion on the very topic, that we're talking about. Because like I said, it's not just about you being a star, Mr. McFarlane. We all need to know some of the things that you and others have to endure throughout your stardom. Because a lot of times you see people at the top and think that it was an easy road. As Buju Banton said, it's not with him and the glitter and all of that. It's not an easy road. With that being said, the fact that you made it, self-coaching yourself for most of the way, also believing in yourself and jumping over from the 400 meters and the 4x4 relays into hurdling, that says a lot about you and what you believe. And I also know that you did set the record in the M35, which is still unbroken. Am I correct?
You want to let the people know that I'm old. I'm a old person. That's what I'm called. Say you're old when they get to a certain age. Yeah, I do have that record. I don't really dwell on it too much, but yeah, it's there. It's a big accomplishment. A lot of people say. But for me, I'm just so they're competing and you know what? I just look at it like the Most High blessed me with that strength and that talent to do it. So every individual have them own different talent. So I just kind of look at it that way. I don't get a big head over it. I know it's there and I love that, but at the same time I got to stay humble with that. I wanna just say something a little bit more on the J tree about the meets like overseas, like when you state that like the World Championship and the Olympic. Well, I tried to compete the best at the Olympic and World Championship for two reasons. The World Championship you get paid. You get
Oh,
paid. Um, and at the same time it opened up doors for you to make more money.
Right.
The Olympic also do the same thing because my Olympic medals open up so much doors. My sponsor alone give me so much money when I get that medal coming out. Jamaica did give me some money that time for that silver medal. Not I give thanks for what they give me, but I think that was the only time I can remember they give me a major type of money. It was
right.
look, it was so I give thanks for it. Nothing close to like what Nike gave me for that medal. So just to put in perspective, um, what Nike gave me about, I'm gonna give you a percentage. What Nike gave me, what Jamaica gave me about 20% of what Nike gave me. Just say that.
Wow.
You understand?
Right.
Yeah, and this is my country. And that just you know, so so but competing at the World Championship, I want the youth them to know it's really important too. And the difference though, what I would say, what I know about the J3 actually get contract from a major sponsor because of the type of athlete that we have. So it's a little. I understand what you're saying with some sports in Jamaica. It kind of more on the government.
Oh, okay.
Because they're not that established out there. a sponsor to come in and want to pay them. But the track and field is big. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, that's true.
It's yeah, they get signed. They get some money. They get some good money. Track and field. Yeah.
Yeah, in a sense too, Danny, Jamaica is a little bit stingy with their money and their athlete. And that is why a lot of the athlete run in the US, they get good money, they get good pay, and they sponsor them big. I know Jamaica sponsor a lot of athlete, but they're very stingy.
Yeah. We know the one thing we know about Jamaica. We don't have the money like the US have. But what I was saying, that the money that they get in, I feel like the athletes they can do more. Even if you don't give me the money, can you give me a piece of land? Give me a piece of land up in that bush.
Right?
Yes.
Right. True.
Listen,
Do something.
Judgment Day for that one.
Right. Give me a piece of land now. Just say, hey, Dan, you come from St. Mary. You do so much for the country. All right, here a piece of land.
Right.
You tell me they can't even do that?
That not bad at all.
I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this. You know how I get the art of distinction in Jamaica?
Let us know.
It was 2000. I think it was 2008. Yeah, it was at that time, something like that. But I don't quite remember. All this time, I'm getting medals for Jamaica. Them never offered it like that. No, when they offered the art of distinction, it's because there was a younger, proper athlete that was doing well. And I guess somebody came up with the idea. And they left me out at the same time. Because the other guys, no disrespect to the athlete because they have nothing to do with it. Asafa was there, there's the relay team, Nesta Carter, all of them, running the relay team. And I think there was a few more. They left me out. And at the time, I think there was, I don't know if this is true, but I heard it was, I heard at the time, that man was really cool to me. He was the president at that time. Yeah, I heard that he said something, or somebody close to him said something. Oh, we leaving out Danny. Danny gets so much medal. Danny been doing this. And that's, I get involved in it. Not that I don't earn it. If you notice, how much other major athlete that get individual.
Aileen is one of them who doesn't even have any recognition.
Say that again.
Aileen Bailey. I mean, she's one who is very great, representing Jamaica among others who have not been recognized.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Very true.
So that to show you that it's not like them really want to give certain people. They just want to pick and choose who they give. They're not going by criteria, I must say. And that's one thing I was pushing for in the J3.
Favoritism.
Yeah, I always said to them, we need to set a criteria because it's not everybody going to be a friend. It's not everybody going to come and try to kiss up to you in order to get certain things because sure, no, I'm not doing that. So they would never set a criteria.
Right.
You feel me? Yeah. But I just feel like if we can continue to establish and help in the youth then, and one thing I want to say too, that some of the kids them are brainwashed because if I know I see already where I said something to a kid that I know for a fact what I was telling this kid will help it.
Right,
And it's
right.
more than one done to help. And the kid go back and say something to the coach, and the coach get mad. The coach don't
Wow.
even come to me, hey, Danny, I heard you said this to my athlete. What was that about? And let me can explain. The man get
Right.
mad.
Well,
Man,
and I'm sure
man,
it was something very helpful that you were, advice that you were giving. Probably some that could help them in their technique or whatever it is. So I mean, I don't understand how people think.
my, my advice is always what you can accomplish after track and field, and when you can use track and field to get you where you don't have to be begging nobody nothing after that. And you can help your people, help your mom, help your dad, help your brother, can pull them along because you got that God gifted talent. That's always my advice. So
Right.
so for me to tell a kid to something negative, or if a friend can come to me and say, encourage this kid to stay in Jamaica with me, I would never do that if I don't see where it's gonna benefit that person. You understand me? So by me, I tell the kid the truth, the rule. I teach him the ropes. I was telling him what to look for and the drawback of the sport and what he need to do in order to set up himself that he don't get caught in the trap. And
Right.
they never like that.
It's this prominent barrel mentality that us black people have on a whole. It's just ridiculous. Like, even if someone is giving you great advice, you don't even see it as something positive. It's crazy. But Mr.
Yeah.
McFarlane, I know that you have more to say. We also want to hear an update about baby Kaylin from her mom, who is here today. And I know she has a new song, so let me just remind you, don't you think we're going without giving us a piece of that song, Miss Buckley? So tell us what's going on with Kaylin today.
Okay, hi guys again. Today Kaylin was propped up. When I got there, she was propped up, um, watching a movie. She was watching her tablet. Um,
That is
yes,
awesome.
she was propped up today. She's getting stronger, still on the ventilator. That's the only little glitch we're having right now. But the fact that she's improving, you know,
Great
is
sign.
it brings joy to my heart because as I said before, as long as we're not going backwards, I'm happy. She's getting stronger, having more command of her arm. This hand that she's trying to move all over the place and waving.
Oh, wow.
Um, right, yes. So
That is
basically
amazing.
she's getting stronger, and that is what counts. Um, they've lowered the ventilator setting, and she's breathing above the ventilator setting some of the times. So that's a good thing because she's taking breaths here and there, still not
Okay.
able to breathe on her own or come off the ventilator. They're still planning to do the tracheostomy, but because she's been treated for a blood infection.
Oh, wow. That's something
So right,
with.
right. So she's not able to do the trach until she has run that course of antibiotics
This.
and then do a blood culture that will determine if she's in the clear to go ahead because they don't want to go ahead and put her into surgery and then she develops complications as to where the site is, the trach site is, and it becomes infected and causes another infection and all of that. The story goes on, putting her back into risk again. So that's just a little glitch right now. Mentally, yeah, she's going through a lot. Her body's coming alive, so she's feeling a lot of pain. So
Right.
she's heavily medicated where pain is concerned. And we're just hoping for the best, really, at this point. Doctors are calling her a miracle because
Hmm.
based on her injuries, they're saying she should not be doing this based on the track record of how patients recoup from an
Right.
injury like this, a severed spinal cord, especially a C2 injury. So you know that she's doing the miraculous, right? It's not that we don't understand, they don't understand it, but hey, they don't have to understand it because God does.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
right.
Amen.
So,
That's
based on her
amazing.
the C2 spinal injury, they, you know, she shouldn't be doing all of this, but God, God is working it out. God is working it out for us.
We're happy to hear
So
that. I mean, as the days go by, it seems like we're getting a new update as it relates in a positive light and for improvement.
yes, because every day I go, there's something. Just no matter how small, there's a
Right.
little bit. She gets a little bit better, but as the day goes by, and
Right.
that's all I'm hoping for and praying for. I prayed for a miracle, and I'm getting a miracle.
You are getting have to give all the glory to the Most High, all the glory. Not one day without saying thank you, Lord, because we know where she's
Every
coming from.
single day, I have to be thankful every day that I go and she's there, and she's still able to look at me, communicate, still be able to, you know, to
Yes.
do something. Because I tell her every time I go, I make sure I tell her, don't get frustrated. You're winning. Right now, you're winning. Because
Yes.
there was a time when you weren't doing anything, you weren't looking, you weren't seeing, you wasn't even conscious at one point. And now you're conscious, now you're looking around, now you can communicate, now you're starting to move limbs, you understand? So
Exactly.
now is not the time to give up, now is not the time to be frustrated. I know it's hard, but you just have to keep pushing because this too shall pass.
Amen. Amen. So I know you promised me. I spoke to you last year. We can safely say last year. And you
Last
said,
year.
yes, by then, but 2020 behind us. By then,
New year.
right. So you said that you were going into gospel because when we brought you on the show for the first time, a lot of people didn't know that you were a great artist, and you gave us a little of
No,
what your talent is. And believe me,
right.
shocked me and you shocked the world, most of who were watching our live. And you
Mm.
promised that you would be going gospel. And I know you have a song. I don't know how it is because I know in your world you have copyrights or you have this, whatever pre-release, whatever. But is it okay for you to tell us more about that song that you did for Kaylin?
Yes, I can talk about it, but it has to be officially released where it's copyrighted and everything before we can play it. All right,
Right.
this song is called Pain. You can play the intro. I'll give you the intro.
Yes.
You can play the intro. I'll allow you to play the intro. But it's called Pain, and it's just a little recap basically of how I felt the night Kaylin got injured. Just a little insight of how broken I was, how torn I was, and how my heart bled that night. Um I don't think it will be the only song in regards to her, but
Right.
this is just what I felt, that night in the studio when I was just, you know, thinking about her.
Right. And I
So
remember you also was on a live where you were crying and saying that, at times you break down, which you're only human. I mean, you come off very strong. You always seem happy in the sense that you always have a very bright, smiley face. But I'm sure at
right.
times it does get, unbearable for you.
Yes, it does. To the nurse, one of the charge nurse said to me, she said, Miss Buckley, come here. She said, I think you might not need it now, but I think at a later date, you need to get some counseling. I see that you're coping pretty well and you think that you're doing fine, but I know there's going to be a time when you're going to have to stop, talk to somebody, and let it all out because you're dealing with a lot, and I can see that you're dealing with a lot. but everybody has a breaking point, and we don't want you to break. So think about what I'm saying, start
And
thinking of getting
sorry.
some counseling.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I will eventually speak to someone in regards to, because sometimes you talk but you don't, your inner feelings, things that you're battling with, your own personal demons that you're battling with, you might not go on social media and say it out loud. You'll
Right.
talk about the situation you're going through, but you won't talk about the little nitty-gritty part of how you're hurting. And
Exactly.
these are the little things that will tear you down. You understand?
Right.
And so, yeah, I think letting these things out is therapy, and it relieves your stress, and it will put you in a position where you won't break.
Right.
Because I don't want to break. Because if I break, then she will have no one to stand for her but God. And
Right.
even though I trust God and He's there spiritually, everyone needs someone physically to stand with
Right.
them. So no
Most
matter
definitely.
how strong you think you are, you at some point you're gonna need someone to talk with, someone to lean on, someone to cry on. You understand? And and for right now, I'm that person that she's crying on and she's leaning on, and she has physically to hold her hand. And I can't afford to break right now.
Right.
So,
Right.
but
All
I pray, I trust God, and I praise. Praise is very important, because when you go into praise and worship, it's like a stress reliever. It takes away some of your worries, takes away some of your problems. It just feels different. It gives you a different ambience. It gives you a different mental state. It puts you in a different mental state when you go into praise. And I've been using that as a mechanism to cope with my stress. And so far, it's been working perfectly fine, and I'm trusting God. Most importantly, I'm trusting God,
yes.
and I'm keeping my faith intact in a way that I don't leave room for doubt,
Right. Right.
because and I don't have fear that things will go bad, and that, because let me tell you something in life.
People are
Two things
harboring
will
that.
happen: either something good will happen, or either something bad will happen. You have to always have that mental state that nothing good, things won't always go good, and things won't always go bad, but either of the two can take a play, right? And
Sure.
you just have to know that you roll with the punches, you keep going. Bad things happen, pick yourself up and you move on. Good thing happen, you praise and you move on. Just the same. When you're in your bad times, you give God some glory. When you're in your good times, you give Him some more glory, right? And you just know that you keep forward. Just keep moving forward, because looking back is only stagnation. It only holds you back. It only puts you in a position to not move forward, right? Because you're not looking in front of you. And in order to go forward, you can't walk with your eyes in your head back. You have to be looking forward to see where you're going, to see your steps. So, I try to stay prayed up. I try to stay positive. Naysayers will always be there, because they've been coming and they've been coming and they've been coming and they've been trying and they've been trying. But God favors me. That's one of my favorite songs now, Clear. God favors me. I don't even know who sings it, but all I know, I love that song. I don't know who sings that song, but I love that song. God favors me, because they try and they try and they try. But you have to
That's
walk in God's light, and you have to.
Hezekiah
Pardon?
Walker. Hezekiah Walker.
Oh,
God.
there, oh, there you go. I didn't. I was gonna say some McDowell, that McDonald person. I don't, because I know one of them is a McDowell or a McDonald. I don't know, but I love that song.
Right.
Yes, because that's life. People, no matter, you have to understand in life, whether you're doing good or you're doing bad, people are gonna talk about you. People are gonna try to tear you. They're going to try to
Very
break you.
true.
They're going to try to bring you down because that's people. The Bible tells you the heart of men or man is desperately wicked. So don't expect them. Don't expect people to be as good as you are. Don't expect people to be as honest as you are because it's just not going to happen. Yeah, some good people will come along, but don't expect everybody to be good because you won't find that. It's not gonna happen. So what
Very
you do, as my manager would say, Stacy, brush yourself off, man. Friends coming up, but they will do you bad. What you do, pick yourself up, you drop those friends and you find some new friends. Because when you're in your dire times and your lowest times, those are the people that are gonna stand by you, pick you up, and help you to move forward. So that's what I do. I don't dwell on the negative. I don't dwell on the people that are trying to break. I dwell on the people that are trying to build because
the
those are
same.
the people that are going to keep you strong and grounded. So you focus on the good things that you have going in your life and you learn from the bad things that happen in your life.
It's a
So
lesson. The same thing
that's
Mr.
how I take it.
was saying earlier. If
When
he was,
people try to hurt me now, I take it with a smile.
yeah, yep,
I take it with a smile because, I always say, whenever they're doing bad, they're on assignment. We all have an assignment. What are you here for? It's either you're here to do good or you're here to do bad. And when you see them doing bad, they're doing their job. That's their job. So you leave them, let them do them job, and you pray for them, right? And you continue doing your job, which is sowing a good seed. Because
right,
let me tell you, what goes around comes around, and what you sow, you shall surely reap. So
exactly.
you don't worry about them. You don't worry about the negative. You don't worry about the people that are tearing down. You worry about the builders because that's what you're focused on and that's what you should be focused on. Because if you spend time worrying about them, you can't spend time worrying about you. So
True.
that's me. Trust
Yeah,
in God.
there you go. He's our firm, or he's like our anchor. We got to hold on to him. But like I was saying, it's
Yes.
the same thing Mr. McFarlane was saying earlier, wherein he had to do it on his own. A lot of people had things to say, oh, Danny this, Danny that. They were even trying to suspend him for something that he didn't even do. But you can't believe you
That,
can't just sit on the
that's people.
negative.
Come on. That's
Yeah,
people. You see, in every organization, in every situation, in everybody's life, there's always a set of people that come to take.
right,
You build something good, they try to take it away from you. You sow a good seed, they try to stifle that seed. You understand? That's
right.
what they're here for. That's what they're assigned to do. They're assigned to cause confusion. They're assigned to cause destruction. So what you gotta do, you can't focus on them. You
Right.
pray about it and you do more than what you did before and you try harder than you tried before, right? And you never stop. You
Hmm.
never stop.
Can't stop.
No matter how hard the journey may seem, you can do more. You can do better. You can always do more and you can always do better.
There's always
So
room for
today you did half, tomorrow you can do a whole. It's the only time I tell Kaylan this, I said, Kaylan, the only time you fail is when you stop trying.
you're your own limit. You are correct.
You don't put yourself in a
Very
box,
true.
you don't put God in a box. You don't put a limit on yourself, you don't put a limit on God.
Yep.
Because whatever you can think you can achieve. Because if you couldn't do it, your mind wouldn't have been thinking it in the first place. So you never stop. Kaylan, move your foot. Me can't do it. Kaylan, move your foot. She shake the head. I said, never you do that.
Yes.
Never you shake your head. No. You can. What you should be doing, try. And if you
Yep.
fail, you try
I don't
again.
think
And
they
if you fail, you
Again.
try again.
Yep.
And you
I
keep
Try
don't
trying
believe
again.
until
in
you get it.
trying. You know what, Miss Buckley?
That's
I
right.
don't believe in trying. What do I mean by that? No, just do it. Try. You can say you're gonna try, but you don't necessarily do it. Think about it.
All right. All right.
Yeah, you can
Let me
try.
let me let me put that into perspective. In order for you to do something, you have to first attempt doing it. That's trying. So
Right.
even if you don't know how, you start doing it. That's trying. So once you start doing something, you're trying. So even if you fail at it, you
Right.
learn from what you, because that's not failing, that's an experience.
Exactly.
That's an experience. So what you do, you go back and you do it again, but you do it better. And
Yeah.
every time it don't work, you go back again and you do it even better. And you keep going back until you get it right.
Yeah.
That's trying. So it's not a matter of failing, it's a matter of learning. So you
Exactly.
learn how not to do it, you learn how to get it right. So
Exactly. Yep.
exactly.
Very
So
true.
it's not a matter of not trying. Everything you attempt, it's a try. It's a trial period. Just like when time you apply for a job, they put you on trial period or a trial basis where you get 3 weeks to prove yourself as a good employee worth keeping, or they send you home and say, hey, you didn't make the cut because you're not up to scratch. You tried, right? It's a trial basis. So everything in life you're doing, the first thing, I'm sure the first time Danny's trying to run, they laughed and said, you can't run, boy.
Yeah,
Right?
orientation.
But you never stopped. You kept going and you kept getting better because practice makes perfect, right?
Practice makes
And
permanent.
you go harder and you go harder and you say, all right, I ran 22 minutes, 22 seconds this time. And if I run 20 seconds, then I can make the team. So what you do, you go back every single day and you keep running until you knock that 2 seconds off and you
So
make that team. So
true.
you never give up. You kept trying. So with everything in life, if you give up, then you fail. What if you said, me can't make the next 2 seconds, yeah, man, and me can't bother, and me can't do it, and me can't try again? You wouldn't have made the team. But you kept trying. You kept pushing. You kept fighting. Believing in yourself is a big deal, you know. Believing in yourself is a big deal. Telling yourself that you can is a big deal. It's a huge deal. Because I always tell people, tell yourself that you, just as everybody else is important, you should think that you're important as well. I am the best of this, and I'm the best of that, and I am worth all this, and I am all that. Now watch the money where people have. Now watch the fame. Now watch nothing. No matter how small your corner is, in your small corner, you are the best.
Yes.
Amen to
You
that.
are the
Yes,
it
Miss
factor in
Buckley.
your little corner.
Got that
So you
right.
dominate your little corner, right? And be the best at whatever you're doing in your little corner.
Yes.
The world will see you. Trust me.
And
Sometimes you
one day
do
your
things
local
in life
corner
that
will
you
get
don't even
bigger
think people are watching, and they're
at
watching you.
large.
Oh
Yep.
yes.
And just
Oh
by
yes.
being the best at who you are in that little space,
So true. So true.
you'd be surprised to see someone standing there watching you and you didn't even notice that they were looking. And you
It's
bless somebody, or you
yes.
change somebody's life, or you make a difference in somebody's life.
So true.
You impact somebody's life so great that they decide to do this or they decide to do that based on what they watched you do in your little corner.
Yes,
When
ma'am.
I used to go on stage shows, I had an artist friend who used to say, um, no watch a crowd, man. Perform for ants them. He always said, perform for the ants them a grown man. The ants them they about the place. Perform for ants them in a venue, no watch a crowd. So you see, when I go out on a stage, I put out my 110% and I do my best. Because if I even one person stand up, you don't even know who that one person might be. That one person might be a scout. That one person might be a producer. That one person that might be a director. That one person might be a president, a CEO. That one person might just be the one person that you need to move on or need to get by or need a door to be opened. That one person. So whenever you're doing, do it at your best because you never know who's watching. So
That is so true. And you've said it all. I mean, there's nothing that you've said that I would not agree with, or the viewers themselves would not agree with, Miss Buckley, nor even Mr. McFarlane. Sure. he was listening to you, and he can attest to some of the things that you're saying, because he himself endured some of, the fact where people did not believe in him. You know, I'm sure, Mr. McFarlane, talking to you, you also said at one point during your career, you didn't make it to represent the country, but it was no fault of yours. It was the fact that they just did not think you were a part of the team, but you proved them wrong. And not only them, there were others who spoke it in your ears that, Danny this, Danny that, but Danny proved the world wrong, and, put Jamaica even further on the map to let the world know that
Right,
we're
because we never gave up.
Yes. So, Miss Buckley, with that being said, I know the song that you sent me is not yet released, but give us a little piece of those that you have already, or one of the ones that you've already put out there, and then I'll play a little bit of the new one.
No, I don't. All right, this is one that's coming also. You gotta do it by yourself. You gotta do it by yourself. You gotta do it by yourself. 'Cause you not feel like me. I may not feel like you. You not feel like me, but you are gonna respect me. Yeah, yeah. Tired of people just attack on me. Oh, me not gonna make it. Oh, me not be nothing. Glad for my struggles. Them glad some me no win. Them always have a smile when them hear some me no reach. But life's so funny. Them can't see what me dream. Can't hear all my visions. Can't hear when me I pray. 'Cause only Jah control my destiny. No one be tomorrow. My future I go be. Where them I go to? When them ears said I'ma rise, ears said I'ma make it, ears said me not die. But thank you, Father, for spare my little life. Know me in a winnings, know me above us, them I got to. Ooh, when them ears said I'ma rise, ears said I'ma make it, ears said me not die. Yes.
You see what I'm
That
talking
song is
about?
That
called
is very
Rise.
good.
That song is called Rise.
That's what I'm talking about, talent overload. So I'm going to
Right?
play a little piece with her permission, not all of it, of the new song that is coming pretty soon. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Yeah. Can you guys hear it? Okay. Baby.
Yes.
Nothing can change the way I feel. My love for you, it goes so deep. Nothing can change the way I feel. But this pain is all so real. Nothing can change the way I feel. The pain, it cuts so deep. Nothing can change. All right, guys. So that was 30 seconds of it. Like she said,
Right,
just
30 seconds. That's it. You guys are gonna have to wait till Monday.
Exactly.
Monday will be Monday that will be officially out on Monday. So you guys can hear the whole track on Monday.
All right. So you can say you first heard it right here on Ladies Uplifting and Inspiring Conquers, where this year is going to be a year where we're just going to bust down doors upon doors upon doors.
Taking back what the enemy stole, taking all back, taking everything back, everything that we want, everything that we think we deserve. Yes, we do deserve it. If you think that you deserve a house, a car, riches, if you think you deserve wealth, if you think you deserve fame, you can have it all. You just have to get up and go get it. Do what it takes. When I didn't even know that I would be on anybody's program right now, honestly, because that was far from my mind. When I heard that voice that morning when I was hanging out the clothes on the line saying, you need to get the world to pray. You need to get the world to pray. And I'm like, I'm wondering if I'm going mad. You need to get, and I'm like, Lord, I'm supposed to get the world to pray? You need to get the world to pray. And I heard the voice playing and I was like,
Me?
how am I supposed to do that? You know? And trust me, and it was plain. He said, his prayer line is diminishing because we no longer believe. That's what the words of the Lord. That's what I got. That's what he said. People no longer believe in him, so nobody's praying. And I believe, it was true.
Because you have your
And
own
and
experience.
honestly, what
Yeah.
took place after I did the live, Cleo?
Yes.
What took place after I did that live? When everybody, Auntie Ven, Miss Buckley, Kayla and Mommy, the whole world is praying. The whole world is praying. The whole and I look at everything and I'm like, I've never seen the whole world actually pray for one person.
Wow.
And
That's
yeah, and I look at it and I'm like, I'm getting calls from Australia, Switzerland, New Zealand, some places, Anguilla, places that I've never heard of. Everywhere in the Caribbean, the US,
wow.
the UK, everywhere in Europe. And I'm like, you know, the
Wow.
whole world is praying. And it's exactly what the voice said to me. You need to get the world to pray. And
Right.
trust me, everything just played right out in front of my eyes. I never, ever, ever, ever expected it.
But you
Didn't
know
know
what?
this would happen.
Out of evil comes good, because whatever
What the enemy intended
is,
for bad, the
yeah,
Lord turned it around for good.
most definitely.
Even though she's going through this, I am not as bothered because I know he's gonna pull her out. So it's just a time. It's just for a little time, and it's just for me to exercise patience, right? And not to say, hey Lord, I want it now, because I know it's not about me. So you want it, and you want it so bad that you don't want to wait on God's timing. And sometimes we kind of get up into God's face, trying
True.
to push his hand when he just wants us to just, and the minute, because trust me, God will do it like overnight.
True.
But it's our mental state that is sometimes causing a delay, because we want it now and we're so impatient, and he's watching us and he's saying, oh, so you don't want to wait, so you don't want to wait, so you don't want to wait. And at the minute we just relax and say, all right, shh, Lord,
Yes.
do it on your time. That's
Yes.
the minute he's going to snap and do it.
Yes.
Yes, so
You are
true.
Trust
correct.
me, when you're in the situation, it's pretty hard to be that patient. Trust
That is
me,
true.
when you're in the situation, it's pretty hard to be that patient. But I'm working on me. I'm working on being in a place where I can say, hey, God, just whatever. Just whatever. You know?
Humbleness.
You gotta be humble. And I am a pretty patient person, because I'll wait forever. That's me. I am not easily pushed. I'm not easily upset. I think I'm pretty too patient. As Pastor Roy, Bishop Roy said, Miss Buckley, the Lord says you're so patient that people take your patience for stupidity. That's how patient I am. I am, trust me. I will watch you do something. I'll watch you be stupid and do me bad for a while before I act on it. I don't know if I'm not being naive, but I like to give people a chance to change.
Yep.
And me, I don't know if it's a bad thing or it's a good thing, but I always say, all right, I'm gonna give you a chance to see if you're gonna do right. I always give people a chance to do right. Because sometimes we quick to cut people off when there's hope for them, and then we give up on them too soon, and they don't reach their full potential. But sometimes they just need somebody to give them a chance.
Yes. True.
Because sometimes we ourselves need a chance. And sometimes people might do, because everybody make mistakes and everybody do wrongs. But sometimes we just need a chance.
That is
Because
true.
I've made mistakes. I've done wrong in the past. Of course I have.
We
I'm not
all
perfect. I've never been perfect. And I'm not perfect now. But sometimes we just need a little chance to say, hey, gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. Make good use of it, you know.
Right.
So maybe that's I always tend to look for the good in people. So that's why maybe I am this patient. But as for trusting God, I had no choice.
Hmm.
Because the doctors were basically saying, hey, mommy, we don't know. We don't know. At
Right.
one point, that's all I was getting. We don't know. The machine is not showing anything. This is not showing anything. The CT is not showing. The X-ray is not showing. Nothing not showing. Nothing not this. Nothing not that. And at that point, I was like, then if you can't tell me, the machine can't tell me, who gonna tell me? No must God.
There you
So
go.
I was basically, because the thing is, God put me in a position where I had no choice but to trust him.
But to trust him. And
Because
you know your
it had to be his glory.
yeah.
It had to be his glory. And nobody else could get that glory but him. So he put me in a position where the world could see that a God do this.
Right, right.
You understand?
Yep.
Nobody else, because that's it, you know. This is about restoring people's faith.
Right.
This is about restoration of faith. Because as he said, people no longer believe in him. So nobody's praying to him. So this was just, I guess,
Call.
show and tell to say,
Wake up
yeah,
call.
show and tell to say, look, I am God. I still reign. I still govern. I still rule this earth. And you all need to know this. Because people are just doing whatever they want to do. Nobody fear God anymore. Nobody cared for God anymore. Nobody, and trust me, if we don't heed now, it's gonna get really bad for us.
It's gonna
I
be
believe it's gonna get really bad for us
yeah.
if we don't start. So he's giving everybody a wake up call. You see, this situation with Kaylin has, even a pastor called me and she said, Kaylin, mommy, your daughter has won so many souls for Christ. She said there are so many people coming to church saying that they're giving their life to God because they've seen your story. And she said, even me, I'm a pastor. And your daughter's situation has brought me so close to God. One lady called me and she said, mommy, you know, I gave my life to the Lord because of you. And I'm like, really? Because of me? And she said, yes. She said, when I saw your faith and how God gave you strength. This morning, another lady texted me. She said, mommy, I'm going through something, but I'm going to take your word for it. I'm going to trust God.
Right.
So, I've been getting messages across the board, even children, 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 14-year-olds. I've been texting me, mommy, I'm not a Christian, you know, but I'm learning to pray. People, bad man call me.
Oh wow.
That is awesome.
Mommy, me
Amen.
a bad man, you know. Me not do them thing, you know, but me I tell you the truth, you know. Your daughter, a situation, your mommy, and me see you stand up. A lot of, if I go through my messages, I can give a lot of people just, and people giving me their testimonies of how they were crippled, how they were in accidents, how they had leukemia, people with cerebral palsy, someone with cerebral palsy, so I think that's the name, called
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
So many people giving their testimony of how long they were in wheelchair, how long they were in bedridden for months, crippled, can't move. Doctors gave up on them how many times, and they're still here. They're still here. I think one of the days I'm going to do a live and invite some people who want to share their testimonies because they've been sharing a lot with me. A lot of testimonies have been got. Pictures, they send me a bunch of pictures and videos of when they were in the hospital. And trust me, and these are some of the things that give me hope.
Right.
Because when I see people who have been through it and they overcame what they were going through, it gives me hope that my child too will come out of this
Yeah.
standing. And then the fact that she's moving pretty so fast based on her injuries, because trust me, the doctors were saying, "Oh, mom, it might be years. It might
That
take
is great
take
news. I'm
months,
so
and
happy.
she might be this, and she might be that, and she might never talk, and she might never walk, and she might never, and she might not know you, and she might not, and the might, and the might, and the might, and the ifs, and the ifs, and the ifs." But she's proving them wrong, and God is showing up and showing off and being boastful about it as well.
Yes.
So I can tell people this: prayer works, trusting God works. Because remember, Cleo, I didn't have a Bible.
I know your story.
I threw away my Bible.
God is good.
I didn't believe in God anymore. I didn't believe that God could. I didn't believe that God remembered me. I didn't think He cared.
Wow.
And now I am here.
It's a wake up call too. Everything happened for
One big wake up. One big wake up. I mean, and I say it all the time. I'm coming from not believing in God to calling on God. So it's a 360 transformation for me.
I would
So
say it's a 180. It's a 180 because you're not going back around to where you're coming from.
no, I'm not going, but where I was coming from,
Yes.
you're right, Cleo. It's a 180 because I was way over there and now
Yes.
I'm way up here. So
Right.
you're right. You're absolutely right. And I don't think I'll ever look back because there's too much to lose. I've learned spiritually, I've seen, I wouldn't even say learn, I've seen God's hands.
Right.
I've seen Him work in front of my eyes. I
Well,
prayed one day, and I tell you, God worked a miracle in that hospital right in front of my eyes. I was there, my daughter wasn't doing anything much, and I held on to her hand and I prayed and I said, God, nothing less than a miracle. And I kept repeating it, nothing less than a miracle, nothing less than a miracle. And the anesthesiologist walked in and interrupted me. And when she came in and she said, Mommy, I'm going to assess her for a minute. And when she started assessing Kayla, she turned to me and she said, Mommy, this is the first time since I'm seeing Kaylan, she has ever responded to me like this. Kaylan start look on the woman, Kaylan start this, Kaylan start responding right in front of me. And she was there not doing anything.
oh
And right before my eyes, God did that. And right when the woman are talking at me, I see me eye. Yeah, God, are you that? God, are you that? God, are you that? And she was laughing at me, but I didn't care because I was acting a fool. The nurses can tell how much time I run up and down in at the hospital. When I see the food, when
That
I
is
see Kaylan doing, I just
amazing.
run around the bed and I run, go so I run, come back so and I just act a fool.
You
And I
didn't
jump
know
up in the hospital and I say, yes! Trust me, you all don't know the joy whenever I get a little bit how I act a fool.
Yeah.
How I act a fool. Trust me. And trust me, God gets the glory for it. He gets all the glory. Because that's what it's about, I can't take the glory for myself. I can't keep it to myself. I have to share it so others can find inspiration, others can find hope, and others can see faith and act on their faith. Help them to exercise their faith that God is still working miracles. God is still delivering. He's still healing. He's still raising the dead. 7 cardiac arrests? Come on, Cleo.
Within a
7
month.
cardiac arrests. Last one lasting for 20 minutes.
Yep.
Who could that be but God?
That's God.
This incident happened. I heard someone say, Mommy, 7 is God's lucky number. And I'm like, yes, I know. Because this incident happened on the 7th.
That's completion. 7 means the completion. That's what they say.
Right.
7
It happened on the 7th of November. No, it was
Right.
the 7th. Right? And she's had a total of 7 cardiac arrests. 7 times. So
So even with
that's it. That's it. That's a wrap.
that's a wrap.
That is a wrap. Trust me.
I want to say
That's the last one.
Yeah,
And that one lasted 20 minutes. They all thought when she came back she would not have any conscious. They were worried about brain damage and all of these
cut off
things,
and all
because
that.
when the oxygen level is cut off for more than 4 minutes, you start having deterioration of the brain and stuff like that. They were worried about that, all of that, and she came back snapping. So nobody but God, nobody but God could do that. So I don't know, people. If you don't believe in God, you need to start believing in God. Not hearing you, Cleo.
Now, I was just saying that, that's how the Supreme works, just like how we can't see who is this God. That's how things happen. It's just like the wind. We can't see it, but we see the
You
trees.
can't see, but you can feel it. And just like how you can't see the wind and you can feel it, you can see God, but you can feel Him.
Yes,
You
that's
can
right.
feel Him.
Yep. But I just want to say this too in wrapping up here. These stories were very, I would say, touching, like, very true reality, and an eye opener. And an eye opener for others who are looking on as well, because as you know, our aim is to inspire, motivate, elevate, encourage, and edify others. And I thank you and Mr. McFarlane tonight to share your stories. And despite the odds, we all know about this pandemic that is happening, that came about last year, almost a year now. But we
Right.
have been through it. A lot of us didn't make it. Unfortunately, condolences to all those people who had loved ones, who lost loved ones because of whatever it is that's going on in the atmosphere, so to speak. But despite the odds, we're here, and
Have to give thanks.
have to give thanks. And I would say now is not the time to look back. Now is not the time to pay attention to the noise or the distraction, but just to stay
No,
focused, to continue to uplift ourselves so that we can help others and just live.
that's
So,
right.
with that being said, Mr. McFarlane, in closing, what would you like to say to our viewers tonight? You are on mute. Go ahead.
Oh, I just want to say to her, like, um, Clay, you didn't let me know that this is the lady, man.
I'm sorry.
So when I was listening to her, I was like, it's, and I just want to say to her, like, hey, you make me feel stronger right now. And I'm a man that been through a lot, and I know the situation with your daughter. I don't know if I could be that strong as you. I'll be real with you, and I love that you, and I kind of understand your journey, that you definitely got to be there, and you definitely have to show
Right.
that strength, and 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 I learned something from you tonight, and I'm definitely, I like your song. I'm definitely gonna listen to it, and 100% respect, man. I wish you all the best, and keep doing your thing. I love that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
That's amazing, Miss Buckley. Kaylin have come so far, and we watched the
Yes, she
journey,
has.
and it's so amazing how she pulled through, and how everything, God was looking down. God did this for a reason. Everything happened for a reason, and God is looking down on her. God is blessing her, and she gonna come out big, and everything gonna be okay. So you don't worry, you
That's
continue
right.
to pray, you continue to do what you're doing for her, because she hear everything that everyone says. Every prayer that goes up for her, she know that it's for her. And the song that you sing is so beautiful. You have such an amazing voice. So continue to sing for God, and don't let nothing stop your journey. Continue to do what god
Right.
god have for you. Continue to do what he's doing for you. Continue to be amazing. continue to be there for Kaylin, continue to do everything that God want you to do, and continue to be amazing. Just continue to be yourself, because you have such a beautiful soul, and we
Thank
so
you.
appreciate you since you come on our show, and you continue to be good. And Danny, we appreciate you tonight and everything that you have done, and for your donation of the tablet to the kids. And I'm sure all the kids and the moms appreciate you for everything you do, just like we appreciate you. And don't be a stranger. Come, both of you. I'm sure Cleo would love to have you back on the show anytime, Danny, anytime, Miss Buckley. So, have a happy new year, both of you. And God have a lot in store for all of us, especially us four, because there's a lot of things that we all have going on and gonna be doing big in 2021. 2020 was, it started off real good for me, but clear know my story. I'm not gonna be saying anything on here. Danny, if you read my Facebook story, you will see a lot of stuff that happened to me since May. So a lot of things happened to me, and I give God the glory and I give God the praise and the honor, because I wouldn't be here talking to none of you guys today, because God saved my life on June June 29, July 29. He saved my life, because whatever was happening to me was about to kill me, and God saved me for a purpose. I asked him to take me because I was in so much pain. But God said to me, I am not ready for you yet, because I have a lot of work here for you to get done. Because I have such a testimony for 2020, regardless of COVID-19. And
Exactly.
2021, I know, going to be a bigger year for me, and a bigger year for you, Danny, and for you, Miss Buckley, and for you, Cleo. So let
Yeah.
us continue to lift up each other and inspire each other and pray for each other. And that's all I have to say tonight.
God
All right.
bless you, Angela.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Angie, and all the best and all the blessings to you as
I
well.
know, dear.
Prosperity, success, and everything that's great. Just continue. Don't give up, like Miss Buckley said earlier. Don't throw in the towels. We are our own limit, and there's greatness for all of us out here. So just hang in there, and just continue to be yourself. As you know, you know how I feel about you. You are
Thank
whatever
you.
you
I
want.
know, girl.
Tell each other the truth, but that's so like it. That's what friends are for, right?
Yep, that's true.
All right. So, Mr. McFarlane, what do you have to say your last words to our upcoming athletes as a three-time Olympian, world champion?
What do I have to say to them?
Yeah, what do you have to say to those upcoming who would like to,
Never give up.
Um,
try this side?
you have to continue to put in the work and just remember that you got to put the more side first, and
That's right.
if there's a coach is there and whoever mentoring you and leading you, just listen to them and just don't give up. Just stay focused, and don't be afraid to make changes. Something not working for you and it's not working right, and you feel like, hey, I need to make a change. Hey, make it, because
Right.
sometimes that's when the more side are called and like, hey, listen to me. You got to go here. You got to do it. I and that's something I said, Miss Buckley, yeah, I hear, this is your show. I'll be honest with you. Like everything that I come on and I even did for the kids and stuff like that. Just for me to be here with you, it's a great feeling. Humble me. You understand me? I love it. And I definitely gonna follow you, and I'm definitely you have my support, and just I just say we got prior, and I just hope for the best. We get it right. Just continue, do your thing, all right?
Are you here with us, Miss Buckley? Hope you're listening.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Yep,
All right. So Go ahead, Cleo. That's you. I'm finished.
You're finished? All right. So,
Yep.
luckily, as you know, we are always behind you. You know me, always be on your case like Matlock.
Yes, I know.
Any night we also do our little Bible study together. Outside of that, I'm so happy that I've met you and got the chance to speak with you even before you came on our platform. And just to know that you're this individual who is down to earth, someone who is uplifting as well. You share your stories with me. We talk, we try to laugh as if we've known each other for over a decade. You wouldn't believe that it's just because of Kaylin since November. It's crazy. But that's how this world goes. We have to be careful of what we do or what we say to others because we never know. You know.
All right. Yeah.
Right. It's
It
been a
was a
pleasure
good
knowing
one.
you too, Cleo. It's been great.
Yeah.
You've become a great friend, and I do appreciate it because sometimes you chat me out and take my mind off the stress, because sometimes we do need some of that, to just
Exactly.
someone to just take our mind somewhere else to talk about something else,
Right.
to relieve some of the pressure that's building here. Oh, there you go, guys. Thank you for the prompts that are coming up for the accounts and the GoFundMe. Um, but I just want to encourage everyone to just never give up on you. Never give up on you because you are the most important thing, the most important person. Always put you first because you are the it factor. You are the star. You remember, you're the star of the show. You're the center of attraction, right? So you never give up on you because at the end of the day, whatever choices or decisions you make in life, it will all come back down to you. It will all come back down to you. So you have to do what's best for you. As long as you're not hurt nobody on in your process on the way up or on the way down, if that's what you choose. But right. So you just make sure that you place the emphasis on you. Put you first and trust God.
All right.
That is a must.
Yeah.
God is a must.
So you just
Definitely.
want to run the information for Kaylin. Did you want to say something, Mr. McFarlane? I'm sorry.
No, no,
Not
no,
hearing
no.
you
Go
clear.
ahead.
Okay.
No, go.
Let's see. You want to run the information for Kaylin again? Let them know it's official.
Oh,
Guys,
yes, I see the info. The NCB account is there. I see you have it there.
right. And I just want the audience to know that, listen, I'm sure if you've not heard the update from her mom right here, or you've heard it along the grapevine, even though she's improving, remember the bills are still there. So we're asking you, please, whatever you can donate, $1, $2, $5, $10, $20, $1 million, whatever. Do it from your heart. Don't do it and think that, oh, you're going to be watching Miss Bucket to see what she's doing with the money. As you can see, she's standing strong in the gap right now for her daughter. So don't worry about it. Just give from a heart that's willing and just try to assist her because she has the bills to to pay. All right, so Miss Buckley,
And
you can do it over. Go ahead, Danny.
and
Pound
I'm
sign, not dollar sign. It's pound sign. Justice for Kalan. So
Okay.
it's the UK currency sign pound.
Okay.
Justice for
okay.
Kalan, and
Um,
that is
and,
organized by Chevelle Carr Clark.
okay. And at the same time, all my friends, the athletes, all of the friends that know me, the one them that
No, my
call
mic
themselves
just went down. I'm not hearing anything much.
and all of that, they need to donate something. I'm calling them for them to donate something to help out too, and help her out, and also they can donate something to help the kids them in Jamaica also too. So um, that's my challenge to them. Come and do something. Help both ways, donate something to her and help the kids them. So I'm gonna be on the move trying to get that done too.
Right. And we appreciate you. I think she can't hear us, but what happens if there's a call coming in on her phone? It might interrupt or interfere.
But the sound just went down.
Yes, I can hear you now. So, like Danny's appealing to his fellow athletes to, help in chime in. I mean, Kalen's situation may not be the only situation that needs assistance, but for right now, whatever you can split here and there, we would appreciate you reaching out to help her. So, as you know, she does have a NCB account. In Jamaica, the account number is 134-324-643. And the Cash App, forgive me guys, it's a pound sign. But however, even if you put the dollar sign, it will still bring it up and show you that it's a pound sign. So for right now, it's a pound sign Justice for Kalen. And the regular GoFundMe page, which is organized by Angela May Kelly. All
May
right.
Kelly, right.
There you have it. Now, Angie, we are about to wrap up. I don't know. Miss Buckley, you want to send us out in prayer tonight?
No problem, no problem. Most gracious Heavenly Father, as we come before you tonight, we come on one accord. For you said in your word, where two or more are gathered, there will your presence dwell. Lord, you are the great I am. You are Alpha, you're Omega, you're the beginning and the ending. Lord, there's no God that stands before you and none that shall come after you. Lord, as we sit here tonight in one accord, with one heart, one aim, we come in humility, mighty God, and in reverence. And we call upon you, O God, to be the center, mighty God, of our faith. Lord, we know we are unworthy. We know we have also sinned from time to time. So, Lord, we ask that you forgive, mighty God. Wash away, mighty God, every impurity, everything that we have done, mighty God, that is not of you. We ask that you may renew us, mighty God, and take it away. Mighty God, we thank you, oh God, for this day. Thank you for another year. Thank you for waking us up this morning, for many did not have this chance, mighty God, to see another day. Lord, we thank you, oh God, for your mercies upon us, mighty God. Thank you for food, for shelter, for clothing, for everything that we need, mighty God, you have provided. Lord, there are others out there who are less fortunate, and we pray, mighty God, that you may provide for them also. Cover each and every one, mighty God, that is watching this live, mighty God, right now. Cover them, mighty God, under your blood. Cover them, Jesus. Protect them, mighty God. Guide them, O Jehovah. For Lord, you are able to do above and beyond we could ever ask or think. There's no problem too big or no problem too small, mighty God, that you cannot handle. There's no mountain big enough, mighty God, for you to move it, not for you not to move. Mighty God, as we come tonight, we give thanks and we give praise upon your holy name, for you alone is worthy. Lord, we thank you for your healing power. Thank you for touching us, mighty God. Thank you for giving us journeying mercies on our going outs and our coming ins, mighty God. Thank you for giving us, mighty God, the ability to speak, to call on your name. Give us a chance, mighty God, to ask, mighty God, for your forgiveness. For, mighty God, you did not have to, mighty God, but you saw fit to forgive. You saw fit to show mercy, mighty God. And we thank you. Each and every person here tonight, I am sure, is in one accord, in reverence, in thanks, mighty God. We give you praise, we give you glory, for you are worthy to be praised. We lift you upon high, O great Jehovah. We give you thanks, we give you praise. Bless everyone watching this live, every person that can hear our voice. Mighty God, release a blessing. Change the atmosphere, mighty God. Change the atmosphere. Everything that is not of you, we leave it, mighty God, behind us. And before us, mighty God, we cling to your word, for you're not a God to lie. And you said if we only believe, mighty God, then you shall deliver. And I know, mighty God, that you will deliver. Step in, mighty God, and be present in all our lives, because you are the only true God. Give us, mighty God, direction. Give us, mighty God, a clean slate, renew and restore whatever is broken, whatever was taken. Bring back, mighty God, which belongs to us. In the mighty name of Jesus, we give you thanks, we give you praise. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much,
Amen.
Miss Buckley, for that word of prayer. And I'm sure the Most High heard it, and He will be answering our prayer, your prayer. And for those of you I know who may be just joining in, we are almost finished. And I just want to say thank you always. And it's a new year, the first day of 2021. Just make sure that you hold steadfast, remain focused. We had the opportunity of speaking with our very own Mr. Danny McFarlane as one of our esteemed guests. We had a discussion about some of his achievements and also his concerns regarding to sports today. So if you did not get to watch when we started live, you can always go back to watch the recap and hear what he had to say, as well as the update on baby Kaylin. As you know, she was assaulted or whatever you called it by those ladies earlier or late last year and is now making big improvements, as you heard it directly from her mom and the talent that her mom has as well. So, guys, we just want to thank you and say all the best for 2021. Angie, any last words?
Good night, everyone. Thank you all for joining in. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Miss Buckley. Cleo, my pleasure as well. We'll talk later. Call me when you get off this live.
All right. So thank you, guys. We see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.